Hello and welcome to Making Mindfulness Fun. I'm Isabelle and today I want to share the best creative mindfulness activities. Hi, my name is Isabelle. I'm a kids and teens mindfulness coach here at Making Mindfulness Fun. I specify and specifically teach kids and teens how to be more confident and creative using mindfulness. So creativity is a huge thing that I focus on to build confidence. And so today I want to share with you the best creative mindfulness activities you can do today to become more mindful and build your self-awareness. These mindfulness activities are made though especially for all ages. They're great for kids, teens, and adults. So no matter your age, join in on this video so you can know the best mindfulness activities. Before we get into it though, please make sure you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and turn on post notifications because every day we put out a video on Enneagram, mindfulness, chakras, you name it, and I personally put out a video of mindfulness exercises for people of all ages. So please turn on those post notifications, hit the like button, share this with your friends afterwards. Let's dive in. So what is a mindfulness activity? That's often a question I get, and usually you think of, oh, it's meditation, it's yoga, it's breath work, it's journaling. Those are mindfulness activities, but mindfulness is simply just the practice of self-awareness. It is a perspective in which we do things. It is a mindset that we harness as we do things. So in theory, anything can be mindfulness. Is that something I really focus on in my mindfulness teachings and in my coaching and all my courses, because I want to show you how you can practice mindfulness in ways that are not just boring like meditation, though I do think those are great practices. But I want to tell you a little bit about some practices you can utilize today that are creative, because creativity is an important thing. Creativity opens up our self-worth, our inspiration, and opens up our energy. It controls, if you know anything about the chakras, our sacral chakra, and our sacral chakra is so important. So that's why I think creative mindfulness activities are a great thing to do no matter your age, whether you're 50, 15, 5, it doesn't matter. Mindful creativity is something that's super important. So the first activity I want to share is emotional expression painting. This is something that I do personally, but you paint to match the emotions you're feeling. You use colors and you create a color code. Say blue is sadness, yellow is happiness, and you paint a painting to match how you're feeling. And I think this is a great practice because painting is a very calming activity, especially for us who are more wired adults and even kids or teens who are wired and have anxiety, because painting brings us back to the present, and it's something that we don't do often enough because it's the simplest form of creativity and it leaves so much room for creative expression and there's no rules. So emotional expression is the first one. The second one I want to share is very similar, but it's kindness rocks. So did you ever paint rocks when you were a kid? Some of these mindfulness activities may seem childish, and so they might be better for younger audiences, but I do recommend you do them all. Do try them all at least once, because we have to let that inner child out. So yes, adults, teens, paint rocks. Yes, I'm serious. It's great for mindfulness, and the important part is that you paint the rocks with words of kindness. What are things you wish the world would hear more of? What is something kind you want to tell the world? So write those affirmations, those mantras, those messages on rocks and leave them out in places. So then it'll leave you feeling like you're serving them, you're leaving a bit of kindness in the world, and it actually feels so good. You feel a physical effect, you feel it emotionally, so I think that's a great activity. The third one that I want to mention is something that's a little bit cheesier, that sounds very silly, but I personally love doing it, and my siblings that are younger, they love doing it. It's emotional cookie decorating. So it's very similar to the painting one, where you paint what you're feeling, but instead you do it for cookies, and you make different colored icings for different emotions. So maybe blue is sad again, red is angry, and you decorate cookies to match how you're feeling. And another exercise that is technically creative that you can do is practice mindful eating of your cookies, because you can bake, and baking is so fun for a lot of us. And so when we eat food intentionally, we are filling that food with more energy. I've seen studies show this, and so I feel it personally as well. So bake some cookies, eat them mindfully, just appreciate every flavor. That is another mindfulness exercise you can do. The next one I want to share is mindful music, and I love this exercise. For those of you who love music, you're gonna love this one. So what you do is simply put on headphones or you listen to music out loud, play a variety of songs, and notice how each one makes you feel, because music definitely triggers emotions. emotions. I know those of us who love music and don't love music, we all know this. Music can cause us to feel a lot of emotions, and that's a good thing. So listen to music and notice what emotions come up, and just pay attention to them without judging them. Just be like, that's interesting. All right, so the next one is poem writing. Poem writing can be mindfulness, and I love this one as well because it can be a more creative way of us to practice journaling, because journaling, personally for me at least, maybe you can relate to this, it was boring at first. You just don't want to do it. You're like, why would I write? My thing was, why would I write down my thoughts? They're already in my head. So poem writing is a great way to creatively practice mindfulness, and it's a great activity to do. You just write down how you feel or what's on your mind in poem form so that you feel creative while you're, in a way, journaling. All right, so the next one is if you play an instrument. Do you have an instrument you play? Maybe you play guitar, you play piano, maybe you play whatever. Play the instrument and just notice the sounds. I think this is a very powerful practice because it helps us appreciate noise, and it just brings a level of mindfulness to the present and hearing the vibrations and noticing the tunes and how they feel, because vibrations, frequency, these are all important things that we all experience that are part of, deep consciousness. Anyway, the next one I want to share is simple. You've heard of it before. Create a mantra. Create a personal mantra for yourself, and this can be a very creative practice. I recommend also writing it on something, maybe on a plaque or putting it up. Make it look creative and hang it where you'll see it. That's a great way to create your own mantra. A next one I want to share is gratitude. Gratitude is something that's super important. You can do it two ways. One is make a gratitude tree. I did this with my students in my kids mindfulness course, and we would make a tree, take some branches, put it into a pot, and tie little paper leaves to it, and write the things we're grateful for. And this is a great practice for kids because a great creative mindfulness activity for kids, because it approaches journaling in a more, it approaches gratitude in a more approachable way for kids in a fun way, because gratitude is actually shown to make us feel better on a scientific level, and it is so beneficial for our health, and gratitude changes our attitude towards life and makes us so much happier. I've experienced this myself. I was not into gratitude journaling when I was a kid, and now I think it's just something that's changed my life so much. But if you don't want to do the gratitude tree and you want to be just boring, I guess, you can just write gratitude letters. Write a letter as if you're going to write it to someone you love or to yourself, saying the things you're grateful for about this person, because I guarantee it'll make you feel better afterwards, and it's a creative way to approach being mindful. Another one I want to share that's great for kids, technically adults can do this one. I've personally not tried this one, but I see it a lot all over the internet, and I'm kind of confused by it because it just seems very simple, but I think it's still probably a great practice for kids, is make it's called a mindful glitter jar, where you fill a jar full of glitter and clear glue, so that it seems basically like a lava lamp, and it can help us soothe our anxiety. So maybe you try that one, maybe you don't, but other ones I want to recommend, last few, are freestyle self-expression rapping. Yes, I just said freestyle rap for mindfulness. Yeah, totally goes together. But my brother had kind of come up with this one off of the poem writing, and he really enjoys this because this can make mindfulness in a much more fun social environment where you just practice freestyle rapping about how you feel. It's very silly, but try it. It's definitely a creative mindfulness activity you should try once in your life. The next one, great again for kids or younger audiences, is chakras. So you take sidewalk chalk, you draw an outline of yourself, and in it you draw how each chakra feels. If you're familiar with the chakras, this is a great one, and if you don't know about the chakras, you should make sure you check out my videos about the beginner's guide to chakra meditation, and I have a kids one as well, and there will be blogs coming up on our website soon on the chakras. But the last few exercises I want to share is dream day journaling. Write out what your dream day would be and how it would look and how it would feel. I love this practice for expressing my creativity while being mindful. It helps me so much with getting into journaling, and it helps you with our mindset so much and how we're going into our day and where we want to see our day go, because then it really reframes how we're spending our days versus how we want to spend our days. So I highly recommend you do those creative mindfulness activities at least all once in your life. Whether if you're an adult or a teen and you heard some of them, you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna make a glitter jar, that sounds like a kid's thing. Maybe you skip a few, but definitely try them all once, because combining creativity and mindfulness is such a powerful thing because we can practice mindfulness as meditation and yoga, and those things are great. I personally enjoy them, but we're not all probably on that. We might not all be on that same page. We might not think that meditation is fun. So creative mindfulness activities can be a really helpful way to become more mindful, and I guarantee it's going to change your life so much because I've used these practices so much when I was growing up, and it's made me so much more mindful over that time. So please leave a comment below and tell me which one that you think sounds the most fun and which one you're going to do today. I'd love to hear. If you also have any more recommendation, leave those comments below. And please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss our further videos. And I'm going to link below that I have a whole blog of creative mindfulness activities for kids and best mindfulness activities for teens. So I'm going to link those in the description below so you can check out the whole blogs with so many more activities on there as well that you can do to be creative, to be mindful today. So check out those blogs. Leave a comment below. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. And for the kids watching this video, keep it mindful, kids.